Hey, what's up? Hello, happy Monday. I'm going to kick things off actually with the plank right away, just to get that first run out of the way. But today was a good day. Um, didn't do a lot. Left the house and I have a new do. Not sure if you can kind of tell, but have a new hairstyle. So that's always, well, it's not really new, but my first time showing it on video. So it's new to YouTube. um, but today was good. Funny story though, I went to Target to get some supplies. I was gonna go to Walmart, but because they close at 8:30 now because of COVID-19, and my class normally finishes at 8, and so I live on the farther side of town, so I'm like, I'm probably not gonna be able to make it. So what's gonna happen? So I was like, well, let me just go to Target because they're open longer anyway. Well, first transgression, I forgot my mask or my bandana, and I'm like, crap, because I get there and park. I'm like, dang it, I had one job and I failed it, and that was to bring my mask with me. And so, okay, first round done. So I forgot my mask. I'm like, okay, well, okay. So I walk in. Well, being human and whatnot, like what I normally do, I breathe in and I swallow as well, just to clear out the saliva. Well, like how when you do that, sometimes like phlegm or mucus or whatever gets like caught in your throat. So then you clear it, right? Well, I did that, but then that got caught, so then I had to cough. Well, I coughed, and again, I remind you I didn't have a mask or gloves or anything. I didn't have a cart or basket thing either, so I wasn't really touching anything, and I was more than 6 feet away from anyone around me within a 360-degree view of me. But you'd be astounded by how many people like stopped and like looked and everything, and then like my reaction too, I was just like, should I leave or whatever? Like, what do I do and whatnot? But it was just so funny because it's like this is the world we live in now. So this is like the new norm and everything, which is crazy. So I'm like, okay. So I just kept on shopping and got what I needed. Gonna do another plank soon and go. I got what I needed. So I originally went for printer ink, but I got that, and then I think I explained it, but long story short, a few days ago when I was making fish, my cat Simba jumped up on the counter on top of the plate, lost his balance, and then fell. Well, when he gripped with his claws, he grabbed onto the plate, which wasn't stationary, so it went down with him. And I was able to catch Simba, but not the plate. So the plate shattered to tinier pieces, and I was like, oh, frick. Because I worked really hard to make that fish, and then it was just gone like that. But anyway, plate broke, so I'm like, well, I need to get some more plates and whatnot, because I didn't have that many to begin with anyway. And so I'm like, let me just go get some more. So I found a good set at Target. Okay. Second set done. Found me a set at Target that I wanted to. I'm like, okay, well, cool. So I have printer ink, set of plates. I also wanted like a breakfast tray. I never had one. And I'm like, that's the one thing I see in all the movies and all the TV shows. I'm like, where do you guys get these freaking breakfast trays from? And so I found one at Target. So got one of those too. And then I also got chocolate stuffed Oreos and birthday cake stuffed Oreos. Those are my absolute favorites. I was gonna get some like golden ones too, like with the white crackers, sort of like the black ones, or I guess vanilla crackers, sort of like the chocolate ones. But I'm like, no, I need to pace myself because I ate my 6-month supply of Oreos in like 2 weeks, so I need to like pace myself a little bit, so I don't get too fat. But yeah, but it was funny though. I got my ink first for my printer, and I went into this when I got deep into like Target. That's when I called my mom and told her everything else what happened. And I was got that stuff, and then I went to go get the Oreos. Well, then I realized I forgot my wallet. I was like, what the frick? Like, what the frickety frick? So had to go back to my car to get my wallet. I was going back to my car. I saw Pangie, good friend Pangie. She actually used to work in the College of Ed. And I'm going to do another set of planks and go. saw her, waved and said hi. And then one of my students, Noah Oshner, was walking in, and he was looking all cool with his mask, his N95 proper issue or proper edition mask. And like we talked for a bit, and it was good to see him. I have not seen a Delta Sig in a while. The last Delta Sig I'd actually seen, I think, was Dawson. That's when we met up at the storage unit for him to get some stuff to like put back into the storage unit and everything. But yeah, it's good to see him, and we talked for a bit, and he was talking about work and stuff, and it's just like crazy how different the world is. Let me finish this plank. Oh my gosh. Let me not get too close to the carpet. All the allergens, dust bunnies, they kill me. Okay. 3 sets done of planks. Yay, cool. And I still got 15 more minutes until the end of the day, technically. So, yay. Go, team, go. But forgot my wallet, ran into Noah, talked for a bit. That was fun. Went back out to my car to get my wallet, go back in, get all the stuff I had before. I meant to get a cookie jar as well, but I forgot that. But that's the least of my worries compared to other things. But then I go to check out. As I'm checking out, that's when I realized and had forgotten that Target is up to date. Thank you, Target. And had Apple Pay. So I didn't even need my freaking wallet. I was like, what the French toast? But it was fine. I mean, it was a good workout for me anyway, for me to get in some extra steps. But did that. Then went to my mom's house and haven't seen her in a few weeks. And then we just talked and just like caught up on life and everything. And because I hadn't seen her and whatnot. Something that's super sad actually that happened today. One of my like greatest mentors from a long time ago, Mr. Richard Pitts, he unfortunately passed away today due to complications with cancer. He developed the Wonder Workshop, and my sister and I went to the Wonder Workshop back when I was like first or second grade. And so we had gone a long time ago, and we went there for a good part of our like childhood, like for a few years, as an after school activity. And it's kind of like the equivalent of like a boys and girls club, if you will, like somewhere for youth to go like after school and stuff like that. And so of course my sister and I did that for a few years when we were growing up. And then when I got more active in the community with volunteering, he was a big community agent and really cared about civic engagement too. So our paths kind of intersected at some different points and whatnot. And then my mom worked with Mr. Pitts for some stuff with like the university and everything. And so like they were really close, which was awesome. And because everyone knew Mr. Pitts in the community, because he had just done so much work to advance the youth in the community, just advance the community in general and whatnot. But unfortunately passed away from complications with cancer today. And so I'm like, that was a big hit to Manhattan. And I'm hopeful that there's someone that will keep the legacy of Wonder Workshop going. I personally would love to do that, but I just don't have the capacity, and which I wouldn't even know what the funds will look like for that to even like try and facilitate that at all either, or if it was like an LLC or a 401 or a 501c3 or a 501c something, I don't even know. But looking at the capacity, just where I'm at with my academics and everything, I just don't have the capacity to be able to do that, unfortunately. But later in life, who knows what could happen, and who knows the pathway that things can go for things to happen, and yeah. So, yeah, keeping an open mind on that. But condolences to him and his condolences to his family. Rest in peace, for sure for him. Yeah, he was definitely like a good, like wholesome mentor to have, and I kind of think of it in like from my own perspective of, like me, myself, my actions, what has that been like for the younger generation of people that see me in the community as a lot more active when I was younger than what I am now, only because I'm doing more stuff with like the university, like with K-State, so like more with college students, which makes sense because that's what my master's is in, that's what my doctorate's in, and so it makes sense for me to put more of my like focus and attention to the campus community. But those are adults and they're only on campus for like what 4 or 5 years, and then they leave. But for the immediate community that I'm in, I'm trying to think of if there's any like younger students that kind of view me with that same mentorship role that Mr. Pitts had, and yeah, there's a lot to think about. And once I embark on a journey to go to a new community, what will that look like? I don't know. There could be some mentorship opportunities built into there too, but we'll see. But in other news, though, I got the College of Ambassadors engagement survey done. We already have like 16, 17 people that have filled it out, which is good. It's been really great getting the feedback. I just need to remind myself to not take things so personal. There's some comments I was reading about things and whatnot, and they weren't like necessarily bad. I could see where they were coming from, but at the same time, they seemed a little harsh, which I'm like, well, why didn't you say anything? Or like we could have worked it out, but you didn't say anything. So that's just why I need to remind myself to like not take things personal. I can't ask for feedback and then talk about how the feedback I got wasn't good feedback, So I'm like, no. So I am just like trying to look at it objectively and like take myself out of the equation, and just go from there and whatnot. So I'm happy with that. But what's really nice too is that what we can do, and when I say we, like me and like the ambassadors, like the exec board, we can use that data for when we do our exec retreat in the fall, just to really kind of dive in deep on like what some of the issues are, what can we do to improve some things. I plan to share with the exec board right when I get all the results anyway, because like the survey closes in like a month or something. So, but hopefully we can get some good feedback from everyone, just so that we can really have a good plan in place of, what do people like, what do they don't like, or do people like the meetings or not so much, or whatever, and go from there. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I turned in my 8:20 homework last night as well. He was up really late. He graded it at like 1:30 in the morning. And I was still awake. I didn't go to bed till 5 this morning. So I'm like, well, that's me. I can do that. Not saying that he can't, but it just caught me off guard that he was up that late. But I got a 19/20, which is still good, 95%. His comment was that I kind of left the last question a little scarce with an answer, which I did. So it was understandable why I got that point taken off. But yeah, but that's done. I just need to study for my 531 test, because I turned in my 643 final projects last night as well. So that class is officially done. But I have my 531 test, and then that'll be done. And then I have to do some more stuff to wrap up 8:20. And I'll be done with classes. So it's so crazy. I'm probably going to keep mentioning it for these next few vlogs to keep reminding myself and whatnot. And I mean, I'm excited. I think not saying I don't deserve to be excited, but it'll be a big monumental thing to look forward to. So I'm like, yeah. But in other news, though, with AMC, there's an article surfacing somewhere about how like Amazon has expressed interest in buying AMC, and because of that, the stock prices for it have started to like surge upward. And so I haven't like looked deeply. I haven't even like read the freaking article, but someone mentioned it in a group that I'm in on Facebook. Someone else mentioned it in like a group chat thing that we have that's like work related. Well, I mean, it is work related, but it's not like through our work or whatever. But we were talking about it, and we're like, oh my gosh. And, would Amazon sell part of the AMC theaters off to another company or whatever? Or like, what would they do? And I'm like, oh, that'd be crazy. But yeah, we'll see what happens. In other news, though, murder bees are the new thing on the block But one thing I was talking to my mom about, which is really interesting, is that like in the Bible, it mentions similar events. It mentions events that happen on Earth, that don't exactly represent like the end of the world. Well, I think they kind of do represent the end of the world. But like the events that's described in the Bible, there's things to look at what's happening today that will be like, huh, eyebrow raise. So for instance, the coronavirus, like sickness and like causing a lot of deaths, um, uh, like locusts that will sting like scorpions. Those are like the murder hornets. The world being on fire, like we just had Australia on fire at like last year, and I think maybe part of this year too, along with like a big part of California, or not a big part, but parts of California at some part too. Famine is on the list of things to occur as well, and which they've already kind of been talking about it, how like some people can't farm anymore because of XYZ things. Or I mean, if you know, like if the people that are helping grow the food or treat the food or whatever, if they have coronavirus, then like is the food that they're touching being coated with coronavirus too? Then like what does that look like, and all that stuff. And so I'm just like, oh goodness, oh goodness. So I'm like, interesting. The next thing, or another thing that should be happening too, is something with the water. So I'll be interesting to see. I'll be interested to see how this all plays out. But I'm like, the Bible, it's all in the Bible. I mean, honestly, when I saw the coronavirus stuff happening, I was thinking like, I think there's something in the Bible about this, and I should be reading the Bible more. I know. I know I need to work on that. But my mom reads the Bible a lot, and so her and I were just talking about it and just like conversing over like the different metaphors and everything and whatnot. And I'm like, huh, super interesting. So anyway, I think we're gonna wrap things up there. But for me, hello. And then if you aren't to me, then you know the drill. Feel free to look around the border for some different things. And I will see you guys in the next video. So take care. Peace.